So what's up, guys? So today I'll be unboxing this package that I got from Mercari. And if you guys are new to the channel, I usually do reviews on Marvel Legends, Black Series figures, some Lego Star Wars sets, and Marvel sets. Just a bunch of random things that I consider collectible items. So let's go ahead and unbox this so you guys can see exactly what I end up getting. I already know exactly what this figure is, but it's good to see how other people package their items. And this one is okay, so this is kind of a big box just for this little figure. Let's go ahead and throw this stuff aside. So here we have Marvel Legend Iron Man Mark 1, or I think it's 01. This is from the newer wave. I think this one came out probably 2 months ago. Ended up getting this one, I think, after everything, like $8, only because I had a $10 coupon. Man, it has a hair there. So let's go ahead and look at the accessories first. So this does come with two hands, and they're both fists. If you guys can see that, if this camera adjusts. So it does come with two different fists, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Also comes with this smoke effect right here, which is actually pretty cool. And it comes with these two blast effects that you can put on the feet, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Now let's go ahead and look at the actual figure all together. So here we have the Iron Man Mark 1. Now this is my first Iron Man Mark 1 figure. I know they have different versions of this figure, and maybe not this one in particular. I do want to get the Marvel MCU version, which I haven't gotten that one just yet. But this figure right here is really nice. Honestly, you guys can see the detail. It's a nice metallic finish. It does show a little bit of wear and scratches on it. If it had a little bit of dents, that'd be kind of cool. But I'm not sure if this is a reusable body. Like I said, this is my first one, and I'm not really too familiar with the other versions of this figure right here. But man, this thing is so dope. I really do like the way it looks. This would make a nice display piece if you're displaying this with other retro Marvel figures. So we're going to go ahead and look at the articulation of this figure. So the first thing we want to see is these elbows to see if they're double jointed. So he is single jointed, as you guys can see right here. I'm not really sure if I like that, but you know, I guess because it's a bulky figure, I guess, you know, you could kind of play with it. But he kind of has a slight crunch, not really an ab crunch, but you could slightly tilt forward. So we're gonna go look at the legs. At least the legs is somewhat double jointed, but it really can't move all that much because it is slightly restricted because of the plastic. And then let's go ahead and look at the toe. So there is no toe articulation, but his ankle slightly goes forward and a little bit, yeah, so it goes pretty back pretty good. He does have these thigh swivel, which is actually pretty decent. So let's go see how far his arms can go. So he can make a 360, which is good. As far as how high it goes like this. 360, okay. That's really not too bad, but I mean, it's okay, I guess, for this kind of figure. Let's see if the body, how far it could turn. So it goes right here. So it really can't turn all that much. I don't want to turn it too much because it sounds like it's making like a clicking sound. I don't want to break it. So let's go ahead and look at his head. His head can't not look up or down. It can look a little left and right, but that's about it. The way it looks, its appearance alone is really what makes this figure really dope. You know, so just, you know, posing him up is really what you guys are going to do. So the way this figure looks is really not that bad. Of course, I would have wanted a little bit more articulation, but I'm not sure if the other Mark 1s even have really good articulation or not. I do like that the hands can go up and down. It's not on a ball joint. It is on a hinge, which is still not too bad, I think. I mean, he doesn't have the ability to put the blasters on here, which I guess that's kind of a downside. It would have been cool if you can. So we're going to go ahead and swap out his hands just to see what it looks like. So removing it is actually pretty easy. Sometimes they're a little hard, but this one's really smooth and easy to put on and off. So you guys can see that he does have that fist right there. So I'm going to also add the blast effects to his feet. So there are two ways that you can add the blast effects. You could add the so there are two ways you could add the blast effects. You could add just the blast effect by itself or add the smoke to it. I kind of like the smoke being on there because it does have a little bit of a effect to it. but it's pretty cool. I don't think this originally came with a stand, so I'm not really sure how you would, even display this with both blasters on its feet, but it's still pretty cool in my opinion. Like I said, I paid $8. I think the person was asking for like, I think $11 and $5 shipping or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I had a $10 coupon, and after taxes and shipping, I think it was like $8 or something like that. Overall, not a bad figure in my opinion, especially for the price point. And I think retail, I think this thing was like $27. I don't think this figure is really worth $27. I think if you could get this on clearance or at least loose, that's probably the best thing to do. So we're going to go ahead and put Iron Man in a few poses so you guys have an idea what you could do with him. And then like that will have my final thoughts on the Mark 1 Iron Man. So now that we're done posing the figure, now I'm going to have a quick comparison to another Marvel Legends figure that I have on hand. And here we have the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So you guys can have a slight comparison of the two and at least how they kind of scale in with each other. If I can get them to stand up straight. I do have other Iron Mans, but I have them still in the packaging and I haven't had time to do review on them. So here we got Tobey Maguire Spider-Man right next to the Mark 1 Iron Man. You can see that butterfly joints, man. I think looks so nice. So let's go ahead and put him right next to them so you guys can see right there how good that looks. I mean, it doesn't look too bad as far as scale wise, but you guys can see that they don't really go together, but it's still a nice scale in my opinion. So let's go ahead and take this away. So let's go ahead and get my final thoughts on this Iron Man. Now, when it comes to the way the accuracy of the comic book, I'm not really sure the first name that introduced this version of Iron Man, but I know what it looks like. Man, this thing looks pretty good in my opinion. If I had to, I'll probably put a picture here of what the Mark 1 looks like from the comic book. This has to be like a solid like 9 out of 10 when it comes to accuracy, man. The way I look at this is a classic Iron Man. I'm sure any Marvel fan, when they see this, they could tell that's a classic Iron Man, especially with the arc reactor in the center. Now, when it comes to articulation, man, this figure is going to have a nice 6 out of 10. And why do I say that? The articulation is pretty bad, although it does have double jointed knees, but everything else, just, I'm not really sure. I'm not really liking it. I mean, if the head could move a little bit, that would be pretty dope, but it doesn't. And the only reason why I'm giving it a 6 is because the thigh does swivel and it does have double jointed knees. But as far as for my liking, I'm going to give this a decent 6 out of 10. And when it comes to accessories, I'm gonna give this one a decent 7.5 out of 10. And the only reason why, because these blast effects, you can only put it on the feet, and it's not really practical if it doesn't come with a stand. Like I said, I'm not sure if when you buy this brand new, if it even comes with a stand, because I got this loose. But from what I got right here, I'm gonna give this a 7.5 out of 10. And it would have been nice if you could add the blast effects to his hands, which you can't. But yeah, but it does come with a good amount of accessories. It's good to have 2 different hands, and these blast effects does add for a lot of versatility in my opinion. And when it comes to the packaging, like, I usually do packaging, but I didn't end up getting this one brand new. I got it loose. We're going to remove packaging from my rating. But when it comes to the overall figure, I mean, I love this figure, honestly. This is a really good figure. Would this make my top 10 figure of the year or just pickup of this year? It would have to be like a close either 10 or maybe 11. I'm not really too sure. I really haven't opened all the other figures that I have, at least Marvel wise. But, it's still a solid figure. If you guys can get this really cheap, I really do think you guys should pick this up. Like I said, I got this below retail. I think it retails for $27 or $25 at Target, and I don't think I've seen this at Walmart. I think I've seen it at Target. I don't think it's a Target exclusive, but I've only seen this at Target. But yeah, overall I'm pretty satisfied, and what I'll put as an overall package of what this comes with, it's still a 7.5 out of 10. It's a great figure. It adds a nice presence to any kind of collection and any kind of addition to any Iron Man collection. But it's just, you know, the appearance alone can't give the rating any higher. But anyways, comment down below, what is your favorite Marvel Legends figure or retro figure, and what do you guys like about this Iron Man? And if you do have this one, comment down below, what would you guys rate this? Like I said, the overall of everything, 7.5 out of 10. But the way this thing looks, man, this thing looks so dope on the shelf. Its presence is really well known. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.